Hey guys, welcome back to Meth Psychosis Stories, formerly known as Micahtrontv. Got a new Meth Psychosis story for y'all. So if you're new, basically what my channel is just telling all kinds of stories from active drug addiction. My biggest addiction though, my heaviest addiction was from the ages of like 16 to 20, being strung out on meth. I'm 35 now. I mean, it's been a while since I've been heavy in addiction, but still struggle with certain things. I'm doing good now. I've been doing good for a while, like 4 months, but I had a mishap from before, and I posted a video about that, but then I deleted it because until I get my pending case taken care of. If you know the story, I mean, basically I got a DWI, and I'm trying to get that disposed of. They actually offered me a pretty good deal. If you didn't watch the video, the sum of it was, I got a DWI back in March of 2021, and then I got another one in last November. So that's 2, right? I've been arrested twice, and the one I got from November basically got double filed. It got double filed. It got filed as an arrest, and it got filed as a citation for some reason. And I didn't even know about it. But luckily, North Carolina has a website, like I'm sure most states do, have a website where you can go on there and see your court date. So I saw it on there the first time. I made the first appearance, and they were like, I don't even know why you're here, because it was like speeding ticket court. It wasn't like district court or whatever you call it. Yeah, district court. So they continued it out to another date. I already had a lawyer on the 2 that I really did get arrested for, and I told him about it. And it's like I'm speaking a different language when I'm explaining the situation to people, because nobody can understand it. I'm like, dude, they double filed it. It's from the same freaking night. And he just never understood it. And he's like, all right, next court date was like 4 months ago probably. Or no, it was only like 2 months ago. It was like the second court date. But they put them all on the same date. All of them were on the same date. My lawyer was like, look, you don't need to show up. I know they don't have the blood work back. He's like, if I do need you to show up, I'm going to call you. Well, what they did, they put them all on the same court date, but they put the one that was double filed in a different courtroom, and my lawyer didn't know about that courtroom, so nobody was there for me, so they issued a warrant out for my arrest. So for 2 weeks there, for 2 Tuesday nights, I'd be laying in bed like 9 o'clock and I'd hear, I just know that knock. Everybody knows that knock that's ever heard it. It's police. But both times they only knocked twice and then they just left, which is good. But I don't ever answer the door anyways for knocks that I'm not expecting, because even if it is somebody that I'm cool with coming over, I'm not cool with them coming over without letting me know. Okay, there's like maybe 2 people other than like immediate family that if they come over I wouldn't be mad. But anyways, I put 2 and 2 together. I got in touch with the people that I used to know in drug court, and they found out that there was a warrant issued for me through the district attorney. They found out through the ADA that does drug court that I had a warrant. So I got in touch with my lawyer. Long story short, he got it taken care of. My last court date, we realized, hey, it was double filed. I was like, dude, I've been trying to tell y'all this the whole freaking time. Nobody's listening to me. So what they were trying to offer was I plea out to 2 DWIs, resisting arrest, and they'll drop the one that didn't even really exist before they realized that it was double filed. So my lawyer went back over there. He's like, we're not taking that. And he looked at the file, and there's no date on it. All it is just a filing of a charge. He said it didn't have a date on it. He said even if it was a real arrest, that it would never stick. And but they know because there was no facts on the case or anything. It was just like DWI filed, that it was obviously an error. So they went ahead and dropped it, and they're like, look, you plea out to one and resisting arrest, the other one goes away. And I'm like, well, that's actually a pretty good deal. So I go back next month to sign that. I'm going to be back on drug court. Yay! Let's go to court every other Friday. Yay! If we fail a drug test through the week, we get to do the weekend in jail. Yay! So it's whatever, man. As long as I do good, I ain't got to worry about nothing, man. It's actually really easy. It's just a headache having to go up to the courthouse every other Friday. As long as you're doing good, though, it's no big deal. They provide transportation and everything. So another thing happened. If y'all been following my videos, anyone that's been following my videos know that I had a dog, and I loved her to death. Her name was Keela, and Keela is now no longer with me. I live on a very busy highway. I don't know if you can hear the cars going by while I'm doing videos, but it's a very busy highway where I live at. And she jumped on my door trying to go outside, and the door was not completely secured. It came open, and she ran away. I thought she ran away. I kept waiting on her to come home, and I went actually walking up and down the road looking for her a couple of days later. And sure enough, right across the road in the field, there she laid. She got ran over. But it was almost like the next day, I found somebody that needed to rehome their dog, and I got really lucky on him. And I'll let y'all meet him. Toffee, come here. He's a good boy. He's my buddy. He's the sweetest dog I've ever been around. He's the biggest cuddle bug. I don't even have to lock him up when I leave. He don't tear nothing up unless I leave trash out. He gets into that. That's my own damn fault because he's a dog. But he made it easier. He's actually everything as far as characteristic-wise, like sleeping with me and just being a good dog, not tearing everything up that I was trying to get Keela to be. And I was getting there, man. She was just a stubborn little brat, and she had Husky and Shar-Pei and Pitbull. And the Pitbull was not in her brain. She had the Husky and Shar-Pei brain, obviously, because she was a fucking savage when it came to, like, anything I had, she was tearing it up. But I love that little girl, man. Anyways, Toffee made it easier to get through. Anybody that's ever lost a dog that they absolutely love knows it's just like losing a family member. I mean, for the first few days when I come home, I was so used to hearing her pitching a fit when I pulled in the driveway, that when I pulled in the driveway and didn't hear it, I was just in tears, man. It just broke my heart. Like I said, I found him like the next day, and it made it easier. So that's what's been going on with my life. I'm almost 8 minutes in. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And now it's time for Meth Psychosis, the newest story. It's a violent story. Okay. So, like most of my Meth Psychosis stories, it takes place, I don't know exactly what year. It's between 2003 and 2005, basically. And this was back when I could actually handle doing meth for a while and not, like, really lose my mind until being up for, like, 4 or 5 days. It really has affected me now. The last time that I screwed up and did meth was, like, a year and a half ago. And it was like I did it one night, and I think it's the way they're cooking the P2P meth now that just makes people go into almost immediate psychosis. But I was like full-blown psychosis within doing it for like one freaking day. Doing it one day. I was in my room, complete silence at nighttime. I know there's nobody outside, but it sounds like somebody's outside blaring Wayward Son, the old carry on my wayward, and it was just like I could hear every word, and it was like somebody had a car sound system, and I could hear them out there. And if it wasn't that, I could hear people carrying on conversations outside my house. So here I am thinking people are going around my house talking about that, and that's going to be a different story. I'm going to do that one here pretty soon, but it took me like 4 or 5, at least 5 days of staying up to get to that. Back when I was younger, I think it was because they were actually able to cook meth without P2P, without the P2P process, and it was a lot cleaner. Now they're using industrial chemicals instead of pseudoephedrine, and it's just making people go haywire really quick. And so anyways, I had been up for like 4 or 5 days. There was a very popular dope house that I lived at. And when I say popular, I mean like it was hot. It was really hot. People were, it was constant traffic come and go. It was on a main highway, and there was a church right across the road from it, called Mud Creek Baptist. This was in Hendersonville. I'm gonna go ahead and say that because I don't live there no more anyways. It doesn't matter. This house has been demolished since then. I'm not putting anybody out there. This was, like I said, like 18 years ago. Anywhere from 16 to 18 years ago. So it's Mud Creek Baptist Church is on right across the road. There's a dirt road. The dirt road is like it's not a road. It's a driveway, but it's like a road. It's a dirt road, and it goes just to this one trailer. And then right next to that is a storage building where people live at, and that's where they sold the dope out of. So the way the driveway was is it would go up, it would curve around, and when you would curve around, they had a motion detecting light that was bright as fuck. You could see it from the house. So when you went around that curve, there was no way to avoid it. The light would come on, and you could see what was coming up, but they still had to go up around and come up. And it was really pretty smart design. I mean, it wasn't that. This was back before it was really easy to set up camera systems. It wasn't impossible, but it cost a lot of money. It's not like now where you can just take an old phone, hook it up to Wi-Fi, and have yourself a surveillance system. But this was second best to having a surveillance system because there was always tweakers over there. There was always people outside, you know, fucking with cars or fucking with small engines or just doing whatever out there fighting, bringing freaking subwoofers up there that they just stole out of a freaking car. I mean, it was a hot dope house. And like I said, once you get up there, the spotlight's so bright, anybody outside can see it and see the car coming up. So you get up there, like I said, there's the trailer, or maybe it was a house. It might have been a house. And there was a storage building. And in the time that I knew that house, there was like 5 dealers that would stay there with this couple that owned the house, but would rent the storage building out to people. First, their son lived there. He got arrested for weapons of mass destruction, and then there was a guy named Dizzy there that got locked up. I don't remember what Dizzy got locked up, but he was the biggest closeted, and I have nothing against this, but it is so crazy how, like, I learned this in life at a young age. He was like the biggest closet homosexual that there was, because, and I explain this because the biggest reason he had me around, because I was like 18 and this dude was like 35. I mean, that I could tell at the time was because I could shoot up, and I would shoot him up, and I could hit him. And this guy was like, he just got out of prison, was fucking huge. His nickname was Dizzy. Everybody knew him back then. And anytime that I would go to shoot up, I'd pull my belt off. And by the time I got my belt off, he's like, "What are you doing, you fucking weirdo? Don't take your clothes off. You got put your belt back on. That's so gay." All this other stuff. And I was like, "What are you talking about, dude? Like, why are you making it weird?" And this dude was like, he was like steroid fucking crazy. You know, there was a time that he had a big old shot of meth in a spoon. He's like, "Cook that up." I thought he was giving it to me, because that's the way he usually did it. So I took my syringe, sprayed water on it, broke it down, pulled it back. And he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "Dude, you told me to do it." And he's like, "I meant cook that up for me." And he takes the syringe. It's got like $50 worth of dope in it, dude. It had like a half gram. he takes it. He's like, ain't shit in life for free. And he sprays it on the ground. And he's like, who the fuck do you think you are sticking your fucking syringe? And he hands me a clean syringe. And he's like, that was your dope. And I was like, what? He's like, now you cook me up. And I was like, you just sprayed it out, dude. And I was like this like super tweaker, like 120 pounds, fucking 18-year-old kid. I wasn't gonna like, this dude would have fucking murdered me. He would have pulled me apart like a fucking Tonka truck or something. He would just rip my arms off. And, you know, I wound up shooting him up. This dude was just fucking crazy, man. And, you know, sometimes I'd be over there. There was a lot of times I'd be over there and I would, like, legitimately be fearing for my life. And I started carrying a gun over there because of that. Because, like, I was young and I was driving these dope dealers around and having all these drugs on me. And at any time, like, I was the smallest guy there at the time. Anybody could have took whatever they wanted from me. That's why I started carrying a gun at a really young age. At 18, I needed to. And there was another time that I was at that house that, it was a different guy living there. This was after Dizzy got arrested. There was a guy named KG that lived there. And we had just went and picked his buddy up out of jail that had been in jail for like 6 months. And, you know, he was fresh out of jail and he was wanting to get high. And this dude got high and like literally turned into a fucking weirdo. Like, he didn't like me at all. I don't know why he didn't like me there. Like, I was there picking him up. Picked him up from jail. I was ride home up there. Or ride up to the house. And he got high. And, like, within, like, an hour, I'm sitting there on the couch. I'm, like, sitting there on this chair. And he's like, you need to get up and start doing fucking cartwheels. He starts putting his finger in my eye. And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? And he fucking pokes me in the eye. I'm like, dude, you're fucking crazy. And I get up and I fucking leave, man. Like, it's just crazy how, like, at 18, I was hanging out with these guys in their late 30s that could have fucking, there was, like, nobody, there was, like, such a huge, but I had I could sell a lot of dope for them, and if they needed to ride somewhere, I had a car to drive them. That's the only reason they kept me around, dude. But, there was just a lot of psychosis going on there. So the only reason that I built that up was just to kind of give you a background on how the house went. And like I said, I started carrying a gun there at a young age because I just felt like I had to. I went and bought it was like a little Saturday night special piece of shit, but it would have got a motherfucker off of me if I had to. It was a 25 piece of shit, like more dangerous to shoot than it is to be shot at, because that bitch could blow up in your hand. But it gave me a sense of, like, you know, if somebody tries me, I'm gonna, you know, bust them and get them off of me, hopefully. And anyways, I was up there, and pretty sure that KG was the one living there at the time. And we had all been up for a really fucking long time. And I had just lost a fucking 8-ball of dope going to drop it off. I was in a 88 Camry. Thing was a piece of shit. I had to hook a jumper box up to the battery terminals just to keep it running. And if I had to stop it for too long, like at a red light, it would die. And I'd have to get out there and fuck with it and get it started back up. Had the 8-ball in my lap for some reason. Was driving through downtown, hit a red light, and it died. And my dumb ass, like, I would do this so many times, have so much shit in my lap from tweaking, and then go to get out of my car and it all fucking just hits the ground. Well, obviously, it was just a bag of dope, and I didn't notice it because it was the middle of the night. So, I lost the 8-ball that I was going to drop off, and I went back over there and just told them what happened. They were flipping the fuck out on me. Flipping out on me. And, this young guy that I did not know was over at the house. He wasn't at the storage building. He was at the house with the older couple that would, like, let any dope person stay there. And he comes over there and starts talking shit to me. He's like, man, you lost Dave's fucking dope. I'm gonna beat your ass, blah, 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 blah. all this. And he wasn't anybody that, he wasn't a whole lot older than me. He wasn't a whole lot bigger than me. So I was not scared of this dude, especially with what I knew I had in my pocket. And so I started giving it back to him. And we go outside, and I start hearing people like, hey, fucking beat his ass, beat his ass, beat his ass. And it was just me and him there. There was like nobody else there. Like other people were not around watching this. And I'm hearing like people entice me. And it's almost like it turns into like a video game. It's like tunnel vision. And I know it now from being older, like what I got whenever every time I'm about to have to fight, it's like tunnel vision. I start seeing like, it's almost like there's nothing else around. It just gets closed in on the person that's pissing me off. And it's almost like it turned into a video game. Like I'm hearing, beat his ass, and I start hearing, dun, 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 dun. It's like a video game sound. It was freaking crazy. And this dude starts coming up to me like he's gonna hit me, and I pull the pistol out, and I fucking, bah! Hit him right in the face with the fucking butt of the pistol. And fucking this dude, and it's just like it's a fucking video game. I really wish I had a better way to describe it. It was like playing Grand Theft Auto in first person. Like it wasn't even like it was really happening. But I went up on top of him and I put the gun in his head. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? You ain't gonna beat my ass. Tell all these motherfuckers around here, you ain't gonna beat my ass. I'll beat your ass. And I hit him again with it. Boom! This dude's like crying. Like, ah! You know, he's out there screaming like a little bitch. And here comes Dave and Gail, and they fucking come out there like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, this dude and all these people talking about beating my ass. They ain't gonna beat my ass. And I still got the gun in my hand. But I was like, whoa, fucking chill. Everybody called me Kid Rock back then. Like, hey, Kid Rock, chill. Where's KG at? Chill out, dude. And finally, you know, I done pistol whipped this dude twice. Hit him in his fucking face. Shit's bleeding. He's crying like a little bitch. He come over there all thugged out. Because I was like, at the time, I was like this hippie kid. Like, I had long hair. I always wore Grateful Dead shirts. I always wore Tool shirts. I was like a hippie. Everybody's like, oh, he's not going to do nothing. And I had been up for so long and was so tired of people bullying me over there. This dude that was a fucking evil equal opportunity, I gave it to him, man. And it was just so crazy how it was like it was a video game. And like most of my meth psychosis hallucinations and like things that go around it are so vivid in my memory even to this day. You know, it's almost like I wish I could, you know, transfer that because it's just crazy. You know, it was like being in a video game, and it really happened because the kid left, and everybody's like, dude, you gotta go. He's gonna call the cops on you. Fucking pistol whipped him twice. They're gonna have the cops here, and so I had to fucking leave. And like for the next week, here I am. Nobody knows my real name or anything, but I'm thinking I'm gonna get arrested for like something serious, like assault with a deadly weapon or whatever. I mean, nothing ever came of it, but they did make me leave because they thought the cops were gonna get the cops there and everything. This kid got fucked up and he left. So yeah, that was pretty crazy with meth psychosis violence. So yeah, I hope y'all like the story. That's about it. I've got more content coming up, but I'm at like 24 minutes now. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video. Y'all don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, please. And I appreciate the support, but you know, it's slow. My channel is slowly growing. I just know I've gotten a good bit more views than I have subscribers, so please don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, y'all, keep it real, keep it gangster. Micahtrontv over and out.